What's going on, guys? Long time no see. Ignore the phallic wiggling of the Alien Syndrome logo. Let's watch this intro. I'm reviewing for you guys today Alien Syndrome for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Released in 1987 in arcades by Sega. Look how cool this looks. Sorry. Released in 1987 by Sega, this game was eventually ported over in 1988 to Nintendo NES and some other home consoles like the ZX Spectrum and things like that. Anyways, we're going to take a look at this hit. And the fun part about this little game is that when it was ported over, Tengen actually ported over the game. And it's one of the infamous little unofficial black Tengen cartridges. And it's not hard to come by. It is a really cool looking little cart. The art on it is really neat. And right now it runs about 15 to 20 bucks, including shipping and handling on eBay. So I can't really complain there. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck, maybe, kind of, sort of. You decide. Let's check it out. Option to 2 players is there. We're going to do it one, of course. And we will begin our trek into Alien Syndrome. Right away, presentation is pretty nice. The opening was nice. You could be Ricky or Mary. I saw Ricky in the preview. He looked like a little deformed little impling lumping around and humping his little rifle. So we're going to go with Mary, and hopefully she has more class than that. All right, round 1 in the chainsaw ship. The time bomb is set. Rescue 12 comrades. So let's look over here at graphics first and sound. Presentation, as we always do. Oh, seriously? On this classy show that we have for you. For a game that released in 1987 and was ported over to an inferior system than the arcades the following year, this actually doesn't look all that bad. The sprites are nice and big. It doesn't move around too choppy. The enemy sprites, yeah, they're a little goofy, these aliens. Later it gets cooler. But it looks really nice. The colors are bright and vibrant. I'm not a big fan of the puke yellow used for this stage, or the puke yellow used on our heroine's spacesuit there. But she's got her her big hair, her Bo Derek hair, all big and poofy, and her bodysuit, and her little bread box gun, whatever that is. Right now I have shooting lasers. The graphics are pretty nice. They're serviceable. This holds up. She even has a sheen to her hair, to her beautiful flowing black locks. Overall, this looks pretty nice right now. As far as sound goes, you got your beeps and boops from your aliens exploding and your guns discharging, which doesn't add much, honestly, but it's not a bad touch. And the music, right now, I'll be honest, it's kind of lame. The music doesn't do a whole lot. It's not really wowing me. But later on, I know the tracks do switch up. Now let's move on and talk about the objective. What exactly are you doing in this game? Well, much like an Aliens movie, you're going into this ship to rescue fellow adventurers from a deadly and terrible demise via aliens that might have some kind of syndrome. And here's our friend. Here's Pete. We picked them up. As you pick them up, you see in your overhead display up top there, the little heads keep vanishing. That's how many guys you have to rescue in each level. Here's another one. You can see there are also pickups here in the walls. S means, I think, just shot, which is just a standard gun. The best gun is the lasers that I was using earlier, which will be the L. Will rip through multiple targets and throughout the whole screen. The standard gun doesn't have much range. There's also a flamethrower, which is kind of neat, and like a giant bazooka thing that is nowhere near as cool as it sounds. Another thing that's interesting about this game is honestly the movement. You would never think that this game would control so well. It's very smooth and very responsive, quite intuitive, and you can even move diagonally, which is kind of big for a shooter in this time. I'm pretty sure Smash TV probably did it too. I just don't remember. But I remember enjoying myself with this game and just being amazed by what type of. This is pretty nice. You know, this is not something that it was. Look, this is a flamethrower. How cool does that look? The little fire effect is awesome. We're down to 2 guys. So let's see if we can find them all. Now, the other cool thing is that you'll notice every now and then on the walls here, you'll see map. run into it, and you'll get your little map display on the left. And basically the time stops on your time limit for a short while. Let me go back to it. There you go. You're in the M. And the little red dot on the map top left is the last survivor. So your survivors are mapped up. It would be cool to have a map feature that you could bring up with a button instead of finding maps on the walls. Oh, excuse me. Maybe Covidicus? Nah. It could be really neat to have a pull-up little function with a map, but it's just not there. Maybe she just can't fit a map into her skin-tight bodysuit. No judgment here. Judgment-free zone. The exit is marked nicely for you. Obviously, you can't access it until everyone is picked up. You leave no man behind. And the last guy should be right around here. And once we pick him up, you will see the other half of the gameplay, because this is actually quite easy. That death that I had, the music changes. The urgency is real. Basically, at this point, all you have to do is make it to the exit to progress to the next stage. There's only 6 stages. It's relatively short, but this next gameplay part is what makes it rather difficult. You'll see why. Every stage has a little boss monster at the end. That one is rather easy, but it also depends on... I died anyway, see, it's still tricky. But it really depends on what weapon you have equipped. If you have the standard shot thing, it's not going to go well for you. The flamethrower thing with the long range or the laser, it was ideal. Honestly... that bazooka is phenomenal. Now as we move on to the next stage, you see, yeah, we got a little bit of a palette change on the level. It's more blue instead of pea yellow. And out of these questionably shaped orifices, these little purple aliens are emerging. And at least these little guys look a lot more like what you would expect from a traditional horror game for an alien to look like. These guys can a little bit more aggressive and can shoot you. Now for me, the adventure will end shortly because this is where the next boss really becomes rather difficult and kind of kills my adventuring sense. But if you like what you see, it's not a bad pickup. I necessarily wouldn't go out of my way and go on eBay and drop that type of price of 15 to 20 bucks for this. I think I got this sucker many years ago for about 8 to 10 bucks, and I feel good there. As far as nostalgia that this has for me, I have no nostalgia for this game whatsoever. It is just a neat little run and gun, and I'm assuming that playing with a second player would be a lot of fun. But at the moment, as you know me, I'm just kind of hanging out by myself and just, trying to make it through here. And I ran into a map. See, this is one of the downers against this game. If you run into the map, the game will just assume that you wanted to look at the map and will freeze the game for you while you look at the map. You can't really back out of the map screen. It has to run its course. But anyways, here we go. Laser time. Now we're in business. Yeah, not a bad game. Not a bad way to go. I have no nostalgia for it, so I'm just taking it at face value. And this is not a bad game. This is actually quite enjoyable. And if you're a collector and you like these little different type of things and quirky things, the little Tengen carts are pretty neat in my opinion. And this is, I think, one of the Tengen carts out of many that did not later get an official release. I believe Gauntlet for the Tengen cart is the black one, but later it did get released as a standard gray cart with the Nintendo Seal quality and everything. This one, however, did not. So, unless you have a ZX Spectrum or some other older system, or maybe one of the collections that came out in the later generation systems, this is probably the best way to play this game. Well, anyways, guys, this has been a short review. I know it's been a while. I've been really busy. These last couple of months have been quite insane. I have lots of things going on with work, personal life. You didn't need to hear all that. But anyways, everything's good. I really can't complain. But I do plan on releasing some more videos more often now. I'm hoping that things kind of get back to speed. And I can get back to producing high quality, highbrow content for you guys. And maybe I'll get more subs. Who knows? Maybe I could dedicate myself a little bit more to this. But probably not. Because once again, the crushing weight of life and work will just rear its ugly head. And I probably won't have time to do anything with this channel anymore. But I do plan on releasing a pickups video shortly. I have some really cool stuff that I think you guys will like looking at. And I am excited to play through a lot of games. There's a lot of big releases on the horizon. No pun intended. But there's a lot of games that are coming out right now, and nowadays, as you know, every single game has to be open world and humongous and take 70 plus hours to finish. So it really kind of is a death knell for me as a collector that collects pretty much everything. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. Yeah, Alien Syndrome. Pick it up. Super cool, super enjoyable. Play with 2 players, it can only be more fun. I highly recommend picking this little game up. It's not a bad way to go. Don't break the bank buying an expensive copy, but if you keep your eyes peeled and you see it, snag it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my little short review and ramble on Alien Syndrome. And until next time, guys, this is Tarasco Voltorb signing out.